Hi, everyone. If you've joined us just now, I'm Dawn Takaoglu. I'm the Director of International and Academic English, and I also direct the Summer Start program. And I am joined here by a great team of people. I'll start with Alex. Alex, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, yeah, my name is Alex Hoven, and I am the program coordinator for Summer Start, which means a few different things, including that you'll get emails from me when you start to sign up, and you'll get to meet me on arrival day and beyond during the 6 weeks of Summer Start.
Uh, Evie, can I have you introduce yourself?
Of course. Hi, as I said in the chat, I am Abby. I am a previous student and SLA of the Somerset program, and it's my fourth year being here, so unfortunately I won't be there if you decided to join this summer, but you're gonna have a really good time.
And Evie is going to graduate and go on to graduate school. So I've been telling her congratulations on some really awesome graduate school news. Yay, yay. Okay, Mana, could you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Mana. I am a third year psychology and human development major. I was a summer start student back in 2023, and I'm a master's student learning assistant this year.
And Navia?
Hi everyone, my name is Navya. I'm a third year computer science and engineering major. I was also a past summer start student and I will be your master SLA this year. Hope we'll have a lot of fun this summer.
Great, thank you. So it's important to me that this team is here to welcome you and that you know you can ask any one of us a question. The student learning assistants, we'll talk more about them in a little while, are experts because they've been in your shoes. They have made the same transitions that you're thinking about making, and so they have really great information and experience to share in this space. Alex, could you move us forward? So let's start with what is Summer Start. Summer Start is a 6-week summer program for international first-year undergraduate students. It was specifically designed to help first-year students transition to UC Davis and to help them succeed. And I'll talk more about that as we go. The dates this year are July 30th until September 12th, 2026. We've got more information, contact information, and website information there, which if you want to copy and paste, you can, but we will also share at the end again. So you'll have all that information available at the end of this presentation. Alex, can you move us forward? The Summer Start program used a lot of data to determine what was most important for students to have to succeed. And these are three things that were the most important. One is critical courses that give students an edge. And by an edge, I mean it's courses that will get you ahead of some of the requirements that we know are in classes that can be challenging to get seats in, or at least seats at good times. And so it gives an edge in that you finish those early, which allows you to finish other classes early and sets you on a really good path. It provides activities and supports students' academic skills and adjustments to living and learning at UC Davis in various ways that we'll discuss more later, and provides opportunities to begin developing a network of peers and friends and staff members and faculty that can support you, not just in the summer, but actually throughout your academic year and beyond. The friends that students make in this program last many, many years. I'm sure Evie, Mana, and Navia can tell you that can nod their head and say, yes, the friends they made in the Summer Start program continue to be their friends today. Alex, can you move us forward? I'm really proud of this 97% number. 97% of students in Summer Start have indicated that the course on navigating the research institution, it's the only required course in this program, prepared them to reach their academic goals. We've consistently had a very high percentage of students say this, usually between 97, and 98% for almost a decade. This course, again, is the only required course in the program. The other courses that most students take are writing courses in the entry-level requirement or in a first-year requirement. So again, it gets students ahead of those requirements. Math courses that are critical to success, and general education courses. Two of the general education courses that students like most are the design of coffee. This course is one of our most popular at UC Davis. And it can be really challenging to get into this course during the academic year when all the students are here and they're all fighting for a seat. So it's a really great thing that we're able to offer this in the summer. And Nutrition 10V is one of the other courses, but there are others that we add to this list, and there are more that are available by request. What that means is if there's not a class here that you are interested, sorry, if there's another class here that you don't see on this list that you're interested in taking, you will have the opportunity to talk to your advisor about that and to talk to us about how you get into that class. Okay, Alex, can you move us forward? What else do we offer? So Summer Start offers a lot beyond classes. Classes generally take about 10, 12 hours a week of students' time. And then outside of that, we have guidance from our Summer Start alumni. We have SLAs, student learning assistants. We also have alumni that volunteer to come back and be a support system, especially in the first week when students are getting settled. So we have a whole team of people that come back to help. We provide 6 to 10 activities weekly. Some of these are an hour long, some of them are 8 hours long. So we have a range of activities, and I'll talk more about those later. In general, we provide an introduction to living in Davis while it's quiet and easy. Especially if you're new to riding a bike, it's nice to get here in that time. And we provide opportunities to meet advisors face to face in person. Finding time, one-on-one time with your academic advisors is a really important thing and they will get to know you because they will have breakfast with you. They will go and meet you in different activities. So it's a great opportunity. Alex, can you move us forward? And the best fun, well, I should say the most fun part is we get to explore Northern California. So we go on a number of trips. Our first weekend is just exploring Davis. So we'll walk you around Davis and show you the highlights. And then we go visit Sacramento and Old Town Sacramento, and you get to see how easy it is to take the train from Davis to Sacramento and get around the capital city of California. Our next trip after that takes us to Lake Tahoe up in the mountains, where we get to enjoy some kayaking and paddle boarding and a nice hike into the beautiful mountains where we can look down on really one of the largest glacier lakes in the United States. So it's a very beautiful, very relaxing way to spend the Saturday. And then the following weekend is our most exciting trip. It's whitewater rafting down the American River. So that's the way we explore Northern California. And I guess I'll pause here for a minute and ask Evie, Mana, Navia, what's your favorite trip? I think you all did all of those. What's your favorite?
I'm gonna say Tahoe for me, just because it combined this really nice hike where we saw well, Lake Tahoe from, well, we got like a nice top view of Lake Tahoe, and then we actually went down to Lake Tahoe and we got to spend time at the actual lake. We did some paddleboarding, we did some kayaking, we had a lot of really nice food there. So that was really my favorite.
I would also say Tao was my favorite, but rafting is also my second most favorite. It was really fun. It's like very adventurous, and then you also feel that team spirit when you're rafting together. So yeah.
I have to say that my favorite one is whitewater rafting. And if you don't know what whitewater rafting is, you basically sit in a raft and we go onto the lake and we just go with the current. And I love it because you get to sit with your best friend and enjoy the adventure with them.
And it's really exciting. If you haven't tried whitewater rafting before, it's one of my favorite things to do. I've been doing it for decades now. It's just a lot of fun, especially up here in Northern California where we have so much beautiful water. Okay, Alex, can you move us forward? So summer start in 2026. Um, we've got some numbers here to share with you. One of the most important things to consider is the tuition is still so much less in summer than it is in the academic year. As you can see, the summer start tuition is $291 per unit. In the academic year, it's closer to $722 per unit, so it's far less than half. And that means 10 units, even with the campus-based fee and the summer start fee, come to a little over $5,000, or for 10 units. And 10 units is really the most we recommend for summer start. Summer start is only 6 weeks, like we said, and 10 units is a lot to take in 10 weeks. 6 units is the least a student can take by law because the visa requirements say that students must be enrolled for 6 units of courses. So that's the least amount, and 10 units is the most we recommend. We do occasionally have students go a little higher on those unit counts depending on what their advisors recommend. A unit. So a unit, that's one of the things we're going to teach our very first weekend that you get here. But a unit is the way the university measures class time towards degrees. A unit tells you how many hours per week in a 10-week quarter you are required to be in class. So if it's 10 units over 10 weeks, that's 100 hours. But in 6 weeks, it's not 1 hour a week. So you have to do the math, right? It's different. Did I do that right? Help me out. No, one unit over 10 weeks is 10 hours, but 10 hours divided by 6. To get your degree, you need 180 units. Many students end up getting a little bit more than 180 units, but you need to have a minimum of 180 units. Got it? Okay. Sorry, I messed that explanation up a bit, but I'm glad you got it. Okay. The other thing that's really great in summer is that we are able to live together as a group. So students live in the housing, in housing on campus, and we live together as a group, and students get 2 meals per day, and they get special dates, which means you're allowed to move in before classes start by what, 4 days, 3 days? We start Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then classes don't start until Monday. And right now we have an estimated cost there. It might change a little, but it's going to be very close to $3,212. Okay, Alex, can you move us forward? So in 2024, we asked summer start students who had finished the program what they thought the top 5 benefits of summer start were. And these are the top 5 benefits that they listed. So let's go ahead and share those. Number 1 is that they get ahead of their course requirements and they are positioned to graduate ahead of their peers. Most summer start students graduate in 4 years or less, and many graduate with a double major. In fact, let me pause here. I can't remember. Evie, Mana, Navia, are any of you double majoring?
Um, and I think Somerset really gave me the confidence to be able to do summer classes because it teaches you like how much coursework you think you can take in a certain period of time. And that I feel like that's the only reason why I'm able to double major. So yeah.
Yeah, it does. Evie, go.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to mention that although I did not double major, I am working in a lab right now, and I feel like getting a head start in courses definitely gave me more time to balance my coursework and also my lab work, which allow me to have like research contributions and research results.
Thank you, Evie. Learning to balance time is something we really emphasize in Summer Start. Understanding how much of a commitment it is when you take a certain number of courses is really important, and understanding how to get involved in research is really critical to success here at UC Davis. So those are some things we emphasize. Alex, can you move us to number 2? Number 2 is the smooth transition to Davis. It includes airport transportation, move-in assistant. We basically meet you from the time you arrive in San Francisco. We bring you to campus. We help you with the check-in special times, and we have a welcome day and then a welcome weekend event, and we keep things as easy and smooth as is possible while the campus is quiet. So it's a much easier transition. Fall is energetic. It's full of energy and lots of people, and that's great, but it's great to have this time to settle in first and then really truly appreciate all that energy. All right, number 3. It gives students an early start at building friendships and a sense of belonging. So I said a lot about this before. I'm going to ask Evie, Mana, Navia, do you want to say anything about friendships that you made in Summer Start?
I can go ahead. I would say my friends from Summer Start, they're actually like still my friends, and I live with my Summer Start friends. So, and like when you start college, like in fall quarter, there's a lot of people, and I already had friends. So it gave me the confidence to go around, and it also made me able to make more friends, telling them that I already knew the campus. So either ways, like Summer Start was a great start for building friendships and like maintaining them because it's like smaller group of people in the program when we start.
I think having friends here, especially during the program, you're all going through the same struggles together, and that really gives you a chance to help each other out and get to, just work with each other more and get to know each other more. I think that is a huge advantage to, building your friendship.
I want to check on something, but I think this is true. Did all of you make friends that were from countries that weren't just the country you're from? Yes. So I think that's another real advantage is we have people from many different countries, so there's a chance to make friends across the globe, which is, I think, really exciting and a really special part. I thought I heard rain outside. Okay, Alex, can you move us forward? Okay, of course, experiencing the California guided outdoor adventures and tours. Our hope is that when we introduce you to how much there is to do in Northern California, you'll see the many opportunities that you have to do these on your own after the program finishes. So we do it as a group, we have a great time. But the hope is that after you finish and you move into fall and winter, you keep exploring and having great adventures outside of Summer Start with your friends and your colleagues and learn about the different ways that you can do that here at UC Davis because there are many, many opportunities. And Alex, number 5 is to establish a network. And I said this before, but I really can't stress how important it is because if you intend to go to graduate school, especially if you intend to go to graduate school, having staff and faculty that know you well and can write a powerful recommendation letter and speak to your strengths and know what skills and talents you have makes a huge difference in your ability to get into those schools, to get into research positions, and to just get ahead on those next steps. Evie, I see you nodding your head. Did you want to say something?
Honestly, I have to say that if it hadn't been Summer Start, I wouldn't achieve as much as I did in college here because not only because early exposure to classes and also faculties, but also the program introduces many resources on campus that I continue to use throughout my time here at Davis. So,
Okay, thank you. All right, Alex, move us forward. So here's the summer start timeline. If you're what you need to do first to join Summer Start is to submit the statement of intent to register by May 1st. That's the deadline the university has. And then make sure you register for Summer Start before May 25th. The earlier you register, the earlier we can help you get placement tests and get into classes. So the sooner students can make those choices, the earlier we can help. It also helps because the earlier you make those decisions, the earlier you can get an I-20, which is a supporting visa document with an earlier start date. And one real advantage of Summer Start is because we start before even the semester schools do in the United States, it gives you the opportunity to get earlier visa appointments at the embassies, which means that you can get a visa earlier and get through the system easier. So that's a really critical thing. The earlier you make these decisions, the earlier we can get you I-20s, and the earlier that process can start. We hope to have all students registered in classes in early June. And have them through that process so they know what classes they're taking. And then by July 15th, it's important to know that there's some payment deadlines that come up. So those payment deadlines are critical because if the payments aren't made, the courses are dropped. So we want students to be in courses and then to make payments so that when they arrive on July 30th, everything is just really smooth. They come in and we start with arrival and we take care of everything after that with our welcome weekend and then our first day of classes on August 3rd. And that may seem like a long time away. August 3rd might seem right now like it's a long time in the future, but it's so close. We have recently learned that some of the visa appointments are about 2 months out already. So the sooner you make decisions, the better. Okay, Alex, can you move us forward? At this time, I'd like to know if you have any questions. This is the time we wanted to make sure you can get those questions answered. You can type them in the chat. You can also unmute and just ask us. We're open to either format.
Hi, this is Lisa. I want to ask, so are we staying at the same dorm when we go on into the fall quarter?
Not usually. So usually what happens is, and Evie, Bana, Navi, correct me if I'm wrong. Usually what happens is summer start students are moved into their next dorm early. And that next dorm is their last dorm. So our move out date is the 12th. That's a Saturday. And they move directly from that space in the dorms where they've been for the summer into the next space. And that continues to be where they live. Is that true for all of you? I think so, right? Okay. I see some questions in the chat. So I see, can we switch classes? Yes, you can switch classes. You can switch classes up until day 4. I
day
want to
10.
say not in summer.
Oh, summer. I think yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's August 6th or August 7th this year. I'm looking at a calendar. We can double check on that. But really in summer, it's important if you're going to switch classes to do it in the first day or two because it goes too fast. By the time you miss a week of class, it's too much. So we try to get students in the right class right away. By the way, we have a breakfast with your advisors that's scheduled on August 3rd. And at that point, if the advisor sees anything that they're worried about in your schedule, they let you know. And then usually you change that morning before you ever go to class. I see Evie's looking at I'm pretty sure she's looking at the
And I
information.
want to
Okay.
add, while that's there, for summer start students, in addition to talking to your academic advisor, we, the program staff, keep an eye on your schedule and work with you because we don't want it to happen that you drop a class, and then that puts you under the requirement for your visa or anything like that.
Yes, and so Alex and I have a connection to an advisor in each of the colleges, and we have connections in the writing department and the math department. So what happens is if you have a question and you need it answered, we usually reach out on your behalf and get that answered directly. I see another question from Neve. Neve, apart from taking English courses in summer start, can we also choose film classes in our major like biochemistry and molecular biology? I'm going to ask, and would any SLA like to answer that before I provide an answer? Or should I jump in?
So, if your major class is offered, um, you can take these courses. I would recommend starting off with easier courses just so that you get used to the academic environment here. But you should probably check with your advisor or one of the other SLAs who are doing something related to your major.
It's absolutely the best advice to check with your academic advisor. So, if the classes are offered and you want to take them, what'll happen is you'll fill out a course request form, and that will come through Alex, and Alex will send that on to your academic advisor, and potentially that goes on to your department advisor, and they'll come back with a response on what they would advise. There are so many majors here at UC Davis that you would not want Alex and I to try and keep track of all those requirements. So we are grateful that there are so many experts.
And I'll read and answer the next question. I have submitted my request for the I-20 and indicated that I'm not opting for summer start. However, I'd like to know if it's still possible to change my plan and begin with summer start instead. And I want to say that the answer is very much yes. Even if in your My Admissions you said no thank you to summer start, it's still very easy to join as long as you register before our deadline of May 25th. All you have to do is register at the website. There's actually going to be a QR code in the link. Even though we're still taking questions, I'm going to put that up right now. The website is where the registration for Summer Start is. You can also send your questions, send your name to that email address, summerstart@ucdavis.edu. We can switch your answer to yes, I am interested if you'd like. But most importantly, once you register, you will get a welcome email from us, and that welcome email is what you use to upload for your early I-20. When I say upload, there's a system when you apply for visas through UC Davis. I have direct communication with the immigration advisor for Summer Start students, so I can let that person know also, hey, look out for this person's I-20 request. They're changing from fall to summer. So very easy to do, yes.
Let's see. Okay. Oops. Um, can we stay in the dorms after the program ends until the fall term begins? So that's called interim housing. And interim housing is offered every year. And we usually help me out. I think the request, when we send out information on interim housing, it goes out around August 15th. Does that sound right, Alex? Around mid-August. And it says, are you interested in interim housing? So if you already know, that's great. But we want everyone to be here for a few weeks so they have a chance to really know that that's what they want for sure. And then yes, you can sign up for interim housing, and that's easy to do. And that's what we were talking about. When you move into that interim housing then usually becomes your fall housing, so you don't have to move again. All right. Can I choose my roommate? My friend, I agreed to be roommates. Yes, we love it if you already know who you want for a roommate. That makes life very easy for us. Um, we will also, in some cases, help you connect with each other. So, our goal is to make sure everyone is happy with their living situation and with all the other factors in Summer Start. I think I need some help. Someone want to read the next question? I lost track.
The
Next
last,
question asks,
sorry.
can you let us know about I-20 procedures? Um, and so we work with the office called SISS. That is the office at UC Davis that manages I-20 and visa matters for students. Um, the procedure for a summer start student perspective is that you will upload your welcome email from Summer Start to the system called iGlobal as part of your I-20 request. There's other parts to that that it's really best to connect to that office about, such as a financial statement, and other things like that. I'm looking for a link right now that I can share for the fuller I-20 procedure.
Okay, while you do that, I see a question that's really important for me that you all know the answer to this. Are classes normal classes? Do they count as credits? They absolutely count. Every class you take counts as credits towards your degree. And that's important for lots of reasons. It means these classes, when they're hard, you still need to take them, well, you need to take them very seriously. So because they impact your GPA here at UC Davis, they impact your grade point average. They are real classes. They really count towards your degree in every way possible. Let's see whether confirmation emails start with. Claire's asking an email question.
Claire, yes. The question, I just want to ensure whether the confirmation email starts with thank you for your interest in Summer Start. The confirmation email that you would upload for your I-20 is not that. It's not thank you for your interest. It's welcome to Summer Start. You will only get that after you have submitted the Summer Start registration. It will be addressed to you by your given first name, and it will say welcome to Summer Start. I usually, depending on if, as long as it's not a weekend or a holiday, within 24 hours of you submitting your Summer Start registration, then I generate that email and get it to you. So if you have not registered for Summer Start yet, you won't have that email. But as soon as you do, or shortly after you do, you'll receive that.
I want to go back to a question I saw about housing because it's a great reminder. Students who sign up for Summer Start don't sign up for summer housing. So when you sign up for Summer Start, we take care of summer housing and we have separate housing. We have separate forms in which we ask which roommate, which do you know who you want for a roommate? So if you sign up for Summer Start, we take care of the housing piece. You don't need to do that separately. Okay. Actually, from the time you sign up for Summer Start, we take care of most things. So that's part of what it means by giving you a smooth and easy start. So I want to make sure you know that. And then, okay, there was the email. If you're an undeclared major, can you take a bit of everything? If you're an undeclared major, we're the perfect way to start. Yes, we'll help you. You'll take the core courses, not so much a bit of everything because the summer's too short. But you'll take core courses that would help you no matter which major you select. And then I see a question about, are the classes in person by professors or TAs? So currently all but one of the classes that we have on our list are in person. I spend a great deal of time talking to faculty about the importance of having in-person classes in summer. And so we want you in classes with faculty engaged with learning here in space. So yes, now if you choose to, or if you ask us if you can take another class and it's not in person, we'll talk to you about that because there are also visa restrictions about taking classes that are not in person. So it's not impossible to take an online class, but it's certainly not our first choice. Our classes taught by professors or TAs. The majority of our classes are taught by professors, but there are some that are taught by TAs. There are occasionally some that are taught by visiting faculty as well. But the majority, the ones we've selected, the ones you see on that core list, are usually taught by faculty or in some cases by TAs that have been here a very long time. Lillian, did I answer that question? Were you okay with that answer? Let me know if you're not. Okay. I see, is there a shuttle service? Yes. Thank you, Evie. We meet you at the airport. So when you get off and you get out of customs, you will look for us. It won't be some mysterious people. It will be us waiting for you, and we will be the ones that get you to campus. Okay. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes. So I have a question. This might be more toward for the uh previous students. So I have never done quarter before instead of semester, and I heard that the schedule is really packed, like everything is done in 10 weeks, and the summer start program is in weeks, so it's like even more packed. So I'm a little worried about like how intense is the schedule.
The classes that we recommend that students take over the summer are typically things that will introduce you to the quarter system, and they're found to be pretty manageable. So based on what you think about your classes during summer start, you could maybe change things around for the fall or winter.
I would also like to add a few things. First of all, like try to not take too many units because that's going to increase the pressure. And for summer, we are already providing you with the classes that are like less pressure and stuff. And later, when you go into the quarter, you can always go to your advisor, show them what classes you are planning to take, and they'll help you decide if it's too much pressure for you, and they'll like help you decide classes which are like balanced, like one class is high pressure, one is low. So it'll help you balance everything out.
Thank
One
you.
other One other advantage is the faculty all know Summer Start. They all know the students they are expecting are from Summer Start, so they will often help you make decisions about your schedule in the beginning that in the fall are wouldn't happen. So they expect it, and I think they're more proactive and they're more helpful in that way, which is really good.
Also, is there like a midterm or finals?
Yes,
Both?
yes.
Yeah. And are the like the faculty who teach the courses the same as if we are taking the course in fall term? Like, is
So
there
the
the same?
It depends on which classes you choose. The writing instructors are definitely the same from summer to fall, well, all academic year. And the math instructors are mostly the same as well. The coffee instructor, which is ECH1, is the same. Nat 10V is the same. So many of them are. I can't say for sure though, because every department has the ability to change instructors. And in some cases, an instructor may get sick or have a family emergency. I can't say absolutely that. Yes, Navia, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to add that you can see what professor is teaching the class on Schedule Builder. So it's easy. Like when you look into it, like fall quarter will probably be released by now. So you can check what professors are teaching if you wanted to look into that. But yeah, that's just information you want to check
Thank
me.
you, Navia.
Of
That's
course.
great.
Thank you. And just one more question. So, is it really warm in California? And is there like AC in both the dorm and the teaching buildings? Okay, thank you.
I we're all nodding our heads. Yes, it is very warm. And yes, there's lots of AC. So the dorms are air conditioned, the classrooms are air conditioned. In fact, the surprising thing is you will likely want a jacket when you go to class because it will feel cool after you've been outside.
I'm going to read the next question, and maybe we'll be wrapping up soon if there aren't any other questions. And this is kind of a fun one. Any special tips we should keep in mind? And for that, I want to say there's 100 tips that we could offer for UC Davis. If you join Summer Start, as it gets closer, you'll be hearing from us more and more with things, including tips from our program alumni, from our student learning assistants. But does anybody, any of our SLAs want to jump in on the best food?
Davis has a lot of great food places, and downtown Davis is right next to campus. So it's really easy to actually just go around and try so many different places and see what you like the best. I personally like this little noodle place called Noodle City. It's my comfort place. So yeah.
Yeah, I would also like to add there's a lot of boba places. So people who really like boba or like matcha and stuff like that, they're very close to campus. So you can go get a boba for yourself and go to class if you have a break. So there's a lot of food options for you guys.
And I think Dawn mentioned, but we have a trip to downtown Davis on in the first week, the first weekend of the program. And you're welcome to ask SLAs for any private suggestions by then.
That's
I'll
true.
I'll throw in there if you don't have Mexican food like tacos and burritos in your home country or not as good as in California, then this is a great place to come. That's one of my favorites.
Okay. Any last questions?
If not, I'm going to stop the recording. And I want to say that the recording will be posted on the website. Probably it'll take 3 to 5 days. But there'll be a link to it at the top of the website. So if you want to go over anything again, if you want to watch it with your parents, or if you know somebody else who might be interested, please feel free to share that with them. One question just came in at the end.
And it's a great question, but we don't know the answer yet. Um, yes, Nadia.
Yeah, I would just say that I was in Kearney Hall before. I'm also an engineering major, so you can choose. It's a great way to make community within your majors. You can always, I think there is a website, like the housing website, where you can check what community is there. But I was personally in Kearney, and the good thing is all my teammates were usually in the same building. So I could, like, if I had projects, I could just go down to their floor and do the projects with them. So yeah.
We don't know where we will be. Housing usually doesn't give us that decision until May, end of May. But the last few years we've been in Tercero. Okay. Alex, did you stop the recording? I'm not sure I just saw that button.